All right, I'm Nick outside. Erica's filming. We just went and picked up this Old Town 106 MK, which stands for Minn Kota, from Dick's Sporting Goods. We actually drove out to Mobile to get it. Now, I've never bought a kayak from a big box store before. That was a first for me. But Old Town told me they couldn't get one out to us until next year. And I didn't want to wait. I've actually wanted to get my hand on one of these for a while. We did mess around with the 120, the Autopilot 120 and 136. I guess it's been over a year ago or so. I personally think just being able to drive forward and backward with your hand is much more efficient and using your feet to steer. And I'm glad we got our hands on it. We're just gonna do a quick walkthrough. We will be spending some time fishing from it, get initial thoughts, all that good stuff. But we're gonna start from the front, work our way to the back. It is only 10.5 feet long, so there's not very many things to point out, right? You do have this front handle, which I always talked about before. It flexes, which is not a bad thing. It flexes, makes it easier to install for them, stuff like that. You do have internal storage here, which is here mostly for rigging purposes. Obviously, Old Town has to get in here and install these guys, wire grommet. But you can also keep a spare life jacket up here, first aid kit, rain gear, whatever you want to keep up there, right? And we'll go into rigging stuff down the road. I'm a big fan of internal storage myself. So now, obviously, powered by Minn Kota, you have a 45-pound thrust trolling motor built into it. It does unplug from here, plug into the kayak, and there's more plugs in the back we'll talk about. This grommet lets you wire your fish finder or anything like that, so you have easier install. Wire can go in there from your transducer, come out here or out up here. Right here, it does have these built-in rails. Talked about in some other videos that a lot of people think these things are flimsy because they want to go fishing for big catfish or drags extremely tight. I think they will hold up fine for what I do on a regular basis, but we will find out. The motor itself is held in by these locking nuts. It has locking knobs. There's one up here, two up here, and so this kickstand keeps it up, right? You do that, it goes down in place. We'll worry about that in a minute, all right? Keep it up for now. If you come around here to the front, you do have this area here where you can mount things to. You can remove this, but that bungee is a pretty nice spot to keep that bad boy in there. You do have your dry hatch. Not much storage, not a whole lot going on there. Cell phones, snacks, I don't know, something you can access quickly, but it's not very large. It is cool to have though, definitely better than not having it at all. Now let's pop this kickstand up, come back here, index that, slide it in place, and then you twist and lock. Now I do have a kill switch. I actually left it in this box. I'll pull it out in a second. The prop, the kill switch, some other stuff comes in that box underneath the seat. If you get it new, you have to assemble it yourself. All right, here's your foot pedals. This is how you steer. Obviously you push forward and it'll go whatever. You can adjust them by pulling on this. Shorter, taller. It does have these built-in rod grooves right here, so you can rest your fishing rod right here. Pretty cool. You have storage right here, just like the Sportsman 120. Cup holders on both sides. The seat, if you come over here and look, the seat just clips in place right here. There is only one position. The Autopilot does have a high and a low. Things to consider. Talked about before, this is forward, this is backwards. It has a battery meter indicator on here. And from everything I understand, that's only for lead acid batteries. We plan to put a lithium battery in there. Once the seat is installed, you do have this to keep it secured in place. To access the battery, you will remove that. There is a strap around the battery case. You pull your battery out. It does not come with a battery, so there is no battery in here now. Underneath the battery, you do get one scupper plug. It is a one-way scupper plug, so water can go out, but water can't come back in. Pretty useful for that area. Inside here, you get some directions, and you get that box. Inside this box, you have the kill switch, you have the paddle holder, which mounts right there. There's some dielectric grease in there, and then you got a tackle box when it's all said and done, right? After that, you have your connection, put your battery in there. Like I said before, we're gonna put a Dakota lithium in there. We're gonna see how it does, right? From there, the comes out, plugs in right here. You should put dielectric grease on those and the ones up there, but we'll go over all that stuff in more detail in the future. You also have 3 flush mount rod holders on this kayak, 2 facing the rear, 1 facing the front. They're important. Makes it a fishing kayak, right? Can't have a fishing kayak without rod holders. You do have tracks in the back. It also comes with, let's get this out of the way. It also comes with this guy, which is just an insert that goes down in the front, replaces it. That way, if you wanted to paddle or act as a river float, you have a cover for that hole, so you don't drop anything through there, right? Working our way back to the very, very rear, obviously you have this big rudder. Obviously it's easy to steer a bigger rudder with the foot controls. You're not using your hands, and these cables run independently to each side, unlike the steering system on the PDL where there's one cable that does a loop. Less stress on there with the bigger platform, or bigger blade. Back here you have the shallow water anchor. A bunch of different companies make various power poles, Yak Gadget, whether it's powered or manual poles that you can mount right here. And then on the back you have 2 molded in handles so you can pick it up and easily transport it. Wide, stable, pretty short, 10.5 foot. I'm excited to get it out in the river system. I'll probably take it offshore. I want to see how it does going up a river around here. I want to go do some catfish, try to chase a flathead. That's on my to-do list. Okay, so that's a quick look at the 106 MK. One thing we probably didn't touch on is this handle is what deploys the rudder. And that's that. If you have any questions, leave a comment below. We'll go into some more details and make more videos about it in the near future. Thanks for watching.